Okay, so we're going to be taking a look at, I guess, we're still trying to fix our problem with spawning each vulture with a spawn delay parameter, because at the moment the way it's set up is we initialize all the global vultures to be in the graveyard, which means that they're off screen, not updating their X or Y position. But then we need to take them out of the graveyard by the time their spawn delay counts down to 0. I'm not exactly remembering where we messed up with that. So we've got a spawn delay, and we do in fact take us out of the graveyard if our spawn delay is 0, but our graveyard is still, or our graveyard is false, which is correct. We're in the graveyard until spawn delay is 0, then we're no longer in the graveyard, but our X position is still in the graveyard. So what's going on here? I guess what's happening is okay, so okay, yeah, I know what's going on. Right now, we're initializing those vultures on the very first frame, which we give it an X and a Y. So that should be, our graveyard is -20, which is what our X is showing when we're not in the graveyard. So what's happening is that we're going ahead and initializing these things right away, but as soon as we initialize them, since our spawn delay is greater than 0, we're actually still in the graveyard. So since we have a 1 second spawn delay, we're still in the graveyard. And that means that our X position, our X position gets overwritten by our graveyard X position. So how to fix this would be, well, yeah, see, we have to kind of spawn these right away, because the spawn delay, which is a parameter that the class takes, is what triggers ultimately the graveyard to be coming out. So I think there's an issue, or I think we can maybe fix something by we take a look at a parameter. So the X we pass in gets our self X. But what if we say, what if we also give ourselves a spawning X that gets set to this parameter, and that spawning X field is not going to be overwritten by our graveyard state. So our spawning Y will also get the Y parameter. So now we have copies of those variables that as soon as we're out of the graveyard, we need to go ahead and set our X to be equal to whatever our spawning X parameter was. And same with our Y. So now, hopefully, our X position is not -20. There you go. Okay, well, we gave them their parameter, but what's happening is that it's getting locked in. It's doing it every frame. So I guess what we can do is we can then set our spawn delay to be equal to something like a -1 so that we don't ever overwrite that parameter. Well, I don't know exactly what's going on. I thought it was that. Let's see, our spawning. See, we're not actually moving our Y. Are we doing this right? Spawning Y? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they spawn at the right spot. They just get overwritten. They just get overwritten. Or I don't get why it's staying the same. See, it's like we're getting this set all the time, but we're not, because our spawn delay is actually -1. So I guess let's keep looking at our spawning. I'm gonna take this out because I feel like that has been making more problems than solving them, but maybe not. If we're spawning, we get this. Oh. Well, we do need spawning to be false, but we're still not rising. Our Y position should be rising. I don't get why the feet are oozing out like that, but what are we doing? See, we're setting our Y to rise if we're spawning, which we are. I don't get it. When do we update our Y position? If we're not in the graveyard, well, that's our last positions, but then we modify our Y position here. If our Y is above the platform spawn. Okay, so yeah, once we get to the top of the platform, and then we modify it here to rise us up. Where is the overall here? See, now why isn't Y with our X? Where is our, if our Y update is in line 263, where is our self X update? Right there, if we're not in the graveyard. So why is this not with that one? Yeah, so I think we just put this here. Okay. 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 Maybe that will do it. I don't know. We actually don't want... shit. I don't know, because it's like we don't... Well, I guess our dy should be 0 at that point. So our self-y should just be the same. But why is it that we're not raising out of the platform? dy is 0. Where? Yeah. Where do we set our dy? Oh. We set it upon a bottom collision, a top collision. If we're not grounded, we set it. Actually, yeah, this could be what's... Let me see if we take this out, if that modifies Y position or not. No, it does not. Really, all three spawned at the same spot? Know what the Y is doing? I guess it does make sense for this to be together, but... I don't get why we're just locked there. I don't get that. I don't get it. I guess if we go to see when we're grounded getting... or, when our graveyard gets false, what if we just, for example, put our Y at 10 pixels higher? Does that change? I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know what is going on with that. It doesn't seem to want to go higher than the platform for some reason. See, like, why would our... if we print up, if we debug our Y... Actually, our debug is here in the play state. Here. We debug our Y position. Why is our Y locked in at 187.5? Because we're setting our Y right here, but see, like, what if we just say, hey, our Y is just getting 10. They're all getting 10. They're getting overwritten somehow. So what is going on? What if we say our spawning X gets 10? Are they messing up in the same way? Well, our X worked. So something's going on with our Y, because see how we're doing the same thing. We're setting both our coordinates to 10, but only the X is actually being set to 10. Y is getting set to some number over and over. So where is, if we just go to any time we modify our self Y? Let's see if it's this line. Why would y be 9.5? Oh, 9.5 because we minus a 0.5 here. So this is where the y is getting modified incorrectly. Okay. So we've at least got all the vultures at 1010. So we know that this is where it's messing up. So if we're spawning, we're going to be moving us up. But we're stayed. Oh, because we're not spawning. Our spawning is false. When did... See, but we... Right there. Oh. Spawning gets true. Spawning gets true right here. But that's not the case. Spawning is false. So what's going on? Yep, we're printing up vultures 1 spawning. Which should be true once the spawn delay runs out. But it's not. So where is our spawning getting false? Oh, right here. So now are we spawning? Yes. That we're still locked in at that Y. See, if we're true, we should be updating our Y over and over and over again so that we're actually moving up. So why is that not happening? We set our spawn delay to -1 here so that we don't accidentally do that over and over and over. So what is going on? Our spawn delay is -1, so we shouldn't be overriding our self.y to 10 every single time, every single frame. But what we're saying is if we're spawning, let's take our self.y and it gets itself minus 0.05, which this should go, it shouldn't be 9.5, it should rise. It should rise out of the floor like intended. But we're not doing that. I don't know why this would make a difference, but that's how it was. Yeah, okay. See, why is our Y just not getting updated? Like if we say right here, I just want to get it moving upwards. Self.dy gets a 1. We're not moving up. We're not moving up. We're overriding our Y position somewhere. So at the very end here, if we say self.y gets self.y minus 1, we should rise up now. We're not. am fundamentally not understanding something with this. I don't get why we're just not updating our positions at all. The only thing, no, I don't know what's happening. I want to make sure we're not colliding with anything, and we're not yet. We're doing, see, and I don't know why it would ever render all jacked up like that with droopy feet, and then not updating things. This code did used to work before we added our spawn delay, so I'm just a little confused on why. Okay, so the spawn height is what we're setting the viewport of our sprite to, so that's where the droopy feet is coming in. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. That doesn't help us from not updating. We're saying our y gets our current y minus 0.05 if we're spawning, which we are. Well, no, we're not spawning anymore. Spawning gets true. What the? If spawn delay is 0, if spawn delay is smaller than 0, spawn delay gets 0. Okay, this might be what's happening. So let's turn this off right now. So if spawn delay is greater than 0, we subtract it. And then we're gonna say if our spawn delay, oopsie. Our spawn delay is smaller than 0, then we do this stuff. But then we set it equal to 0. Because setting it equal to 0 is not smaller than 0, so it should stop doing that stuff. So we should be spawning. Okay. Okay. So we're at least moving upwards now, which is good. I'm just gonna put our viewport back. Where is it? Okay, so let's stop doing this and see if it's working. No. Did we leave in our dy stuff at the end here? No, we didn't. Why we got no? We got no DX now. I guess it makes sense our DX would be 0 because our graveyard DX was 0, but what if we give ourselves the, actually, yeah, what if we just don't modify that in the graveyard? Okay. We're still not spawning, I mean, we're not spawning out of the ground. I don't know what's happening. We're not spawning out of the ground. I guess I want to see if in our play state when we initialize these bad boys right here. No, this is in our function still. There. If when we do this, what if we give ourselves no spawnDelay? Then will we render? What is happening? Okay, spawnDelay of 4. See, why does it do that? Why we're updating? It's like they're still being updated, they're just not being rendered, which is totally incorrect. So what if we do say, hey, we're 0 here, but what do we, this is another problem with our overwrite here, because we get our DX assigned from the parameter. So let's just reset. Oh, we don't even get our DY. We've got 2 DXs here. So the thing is, when we spawn, we want a 0 DX and DY. So let's just initialize these things as such. But then we need these things to get set to our parameters. We don't actually, we've got a DY right here. Okay. So we don't need to set our DY based on our parameter because it's not one. But we will need DX to be set to a parameter if we're no longer in the graveyard. So if we're no longer in the graveyard, because of our spawnDelay passing up, then we need to inherit our parameter. 265. If not graveyard. If not graveyard, then Y gets itself plus delta Y. How is delta Y not? We set it right here to 0. We've got it. Oh, DX 265. Our DX, if not graveyard, we get our own DX. So why, well, why would DX be? Graveyard. Wait, what is this? If not self DX assigned, we give our DX a 2.4. I don't know what we're doing there actually. What if we take this out? We don't crash, we just don't have a DX. They're still spawning in the wrong spots, man. I just... See, we should be able to say why can't we say that, oh, why can't we say that we get our X parameter here? Oh, that's because it's in the update function. So unless we pass in the, no, shit. Oh. Yeah, I guess we can't pass in the parameter here because it's local to the init function. So if that's the case, we just don't want to. Yeah, because it's like the problem is we can't use the parameters that we initialize it with in the update function because in the update function, if we're in the graveyard, we're overriding our X and our delta X and delta Y and Y positions based on the graveyard status, and that doesn't change until our spawn delay is up. So I'm not exactly sure how we can pull those parameters only when we need them once we're out of the graveyard, because we overwrite them. Actually, yeah, I mean, I think we got to do exactly what we did with the spawning. And we can say self.spawning dx will get our dx parameter, and then we can update our dx based on that field. So we can actually use this self.spawning dx. Our spawning dx right here. Nope, nope, nope. Okay. Okay. An argument to floor on 396 in our Vulture class. Arguments, so our self.x is getting an improper value. Okay, yeah, it's not this. It's our spawning x. That's exactly what we were just talking about. Come on. Okay. Well, hey, they didn't rise out of the ground because we need to set their y. Well, let's try that out. Yes. Yes. Okay. So yeah, the problem was our init function has access to the parameters, but our update function does not. So I was trying to set these values upon a certain time, you know, our timing delay, our spawn delay getting over, but our update function didn't have access to those. So now it looks like they're actually getting. Let's see if we go to our place state, and right here we go give this one a 1 second, give this one a 2 seconds, and give this one a 3 seconds. Will that work? 1, 2, 3. Sweet. That's all I ever wanted. That's all I ever wanted. Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. So now we no longer have to do this ugly first incorporation of this, which is actually I already deleted it, but if we go to our function that we're writing to replace it, this is what it used to be. We used to have a global Vulture spawn timer, and we would initialize it on a certain time based on that Vulture spawn timer. But now all we have to do is give as a parameter the spawn delay, and then it does all this for us. The only thing it doesn't do is increment our taro timer. So we'll have to make sure to do that in our spawn enemies amount, because the whole goal is to not even have it where we're doing this better method. Gosh, where is it? Right here. No. right here. Instead of just initializing them once, oh yeah, we are incrementing the tarot timer, so that's good, but we don't need this here. We are, instead of just doing this where under the tables populated, where we give ourselves all the global enemy objects we need, instead of just giving the numbers here with a 3 and a 2 and a 1 second spawn delay, we're putting this into the function, spawn enemies function, and we say, hey, give us 6 enemies, and give us 6 enemies at these random points at the incrementing seconds on the spawn delay. So we won't even have to do it this manually where we say 1, 2, 3. So even though this is already an improvement, our next improvement once we add the function that we're writing. Oh God. Well, yeah. So once we add this spawn enemies, where is it, man? Oh, and you know what? We actually started writing it in the wrong spot in our update function because all our old code was there. Actually, I'm not even seeing it. It's because we're in the play state. No, we're not. We're in Vulture. Okay. Well, maybe it's in our play state. Where's the function we were just looking at? It's called spawn enemies, right? Yeah. Not what I wanted. Not what I wanted. Why does period always delete shit in Vim? Okay, so it is a function in our play state. Okay, so we give it an enemy amount. See, and we don't even need this Vulture spawn timer. But yeah, ideally, this function spawn enemies, we pass it in a number of enemies to spawn, and it'll populate the appropriate vultures with hopefully the incrementing spawn delays. And then this is the old way we were doing it, which is disgusting now. But by the time we already fixed the parameter for spawn delay, and then once we write the function for spawning the enemies based on the enemy amount, then all we have to do is call this function right here. Nope. Right here, we call this function with the amount of enemy objects we have. That will populate all of our Vulture instances with the correct spawn delay so that they'll pop up just like this. So like wave one is 3 enemy objects, so it's be 1, 2, 3. We just have to wait till wave is gone, but that's after we don't have to worry about that yet, because I just don't want to be waiting for all the vultures to spawn while we're developing. So that's great. That's big. Let us go ahead and commit. So if we take a look at our git diff, we gave ourselves a way to access our parameters by putting our parameters into separate field containers. We had to do that because our graveyard status overwrites our x, our y, and our dx and our dy. So we had to give ourselves these parameters so we can use them in the Vulture update function. We changed the timing on our spawn delay a bit to make that bug free. Well, I say that, but we moved our Y update to be with our X update, and then we spawn our vultures at the right time. So yeah, what we mainly did was just have to figure out that we can't use our parameters from our init into our update function, so we just had to give copies of it. But it looks like we're working. It looks like we're doing good, so I'm gonna git commit with a message saying got working spawn delay parameter for Vulture class. Get push that bad boy. I will see you guys tomorrow for some more programming.